He raised his hand, ready to speak. But the silence that followed wasn't his own. It was forced upon him. A debate stage, meant for voices, had become a place of erasure, where his words didn't matter, and his presence was treated as invisible. And in that silence, a dangerous truth revealed itself. This wasn't about one student in one debate. It was about a system that decides who deserves to be heard and who can be ignored. But no one in that room could have predicted how that silence was about to explode, turning an ordinary competition into a national reckoning. Malik Johnson wasn't new to pressure. A scholarship student with dreams of becoming an attorney, he had clawed his way into one of the most competitive debate circuits in the country. Weeks of preparation, sleepless nights, hours buried in research, all for this moment, the state championship. For Malik, debate wasn't about trophies. It was about proving that his voice had power. That even in rooms where people didn't expect much from someone like him, he could command the stage, or so he believed. The auditorium buzzed with energy. Students in crisp suits shuffled note cards, coaches whispered final strategies, and judges settled into their seats with cold authority. Malik adjusted his tie, heart steady but racing beneath the surface. His eyes found his little sister in the crowd, her face lit with pride. She had told her friends her brother was going to change the world. That faith gave him strength. But faith alone could not prepare him for what came next. From the first round, something felt wrong. His teammates spoke, their points welcomed. But when Malik leaned forward, hand raised, arguments sharpened like steel, the moderator's eyes slid past him. Once, twice, again. At first, he told himself it was an accident, a slip in rhythm. But then, he saw it, the pattern, the deliberate dismissal. Every time he tried, a cough, a pen tap, a quick glance to the clock. He wasn't being overlooked. He was being erased. And everyone in the room could feel it, even if they didn't want to admit it. His teammates shifted in their chairs, avoiding his gaze. His coach scribbled furiously, but never spoke up. Malik sat frozen, the urge to shout building inside him. But in the back of his mind was a chilling thought. If he spoke out, would they silence him completely? Round after round dragged like quicksand. His research, his passion, his right to be heard, buried under a suffocating silence. Whispers rippled through the crowd. Some noticed. Most pretended not to. But his little sister saw it all. Her small hands clutched the chair so tight her knuckles whitened, her young eyes wide with fear and confusion. She couldn't explain it, but she knew. Something cruel was happening to her brother. By the final round, the silence had grown unbearable. Students from other schools whispered about the kid who never got called on. Still, the moderator carried on, acting as if Malik had vanished into thin air. Every second that passed was another nail in the coffin of fairness. The air grew heavier, the injustice became suffocating. And then, the doors at the back slammed open. Reporters poured in, cameras flashing, microphones raised, notepads scribbling. The press, tipped off about discrimination, had arrived. Suddenly, Malik was no longer invisible. Every eye snapped toward him. The silence that erased him was now the center of the story. Judges fidgeted. The moderator's face turned crimson. The world outside those walls wanted answers, and they wanted them now. The weight of the moment pressed down on Malik's chest. His chance had come, but it was no longer about debate points. It was about survival, about dignity, about showing the world he would not be erased. Slowly, he rose. His voice, trembling at first, grew stronger with each word, words soaked in pain, defiance, and unbreakable resolve. For the first time that day, the room had no choice but to listen. The debate ended without trophies. Malik walked away carrying something heavier, the knowledge of how close he had come to disappearing into silence. Articles spread across the nation, not about the arguments won or lost, but about the young black student nearly denied the chance to speak. Malik knew this wasn't just his story. It was a reflection of a system that still silences voices like his. In the days that followed, his story was everywhere. Some praised him as a symbol of resilience, others called it an overreaction. But Malik understood. This was never just one debate. This was about generations. Voices ignored, brilliance dismissed, contributions erased. The applause he eventually received was bittersweet. It wasn't just for his words. It was for his survival in a room designed to silence him. Yet he walked taller, carrying his dignity and the unspoken hopes of all those silenced before him. This wasn't just one debate. It was a mirror. A reminder that injustice doesn't always scream. It whispers. It hides in silence, in glances, in excuses. And it leaves us with a question that should haunt us all. How many more voices will be erased before we finally choose to listen?